updates for both games I do patch reviews for were revealed on the same day, and as such, my reviews for them are also coming out the same day, so if you're interested, be sure to be on the lookout for the Splatoon 2 version 3.0 patch review right after you finish watching this video. Okay, I was wrong about basically everything in the DLC speculation, but we got Telos, even though she wasn't the silhouette that I thought was her. So am I even right anymore? That's a good question. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 version 1.4.0 has been revealed. Unfortunately, we do not have any sort of English patch notes for it yet as of the time I'm making it, but we do know as a fact that it will be released on April 27th Japan time, so for North America at least that's going to be on the 26th, on the Thursday, so I will probably, if it comes out Thursday night, I will probably be streaming it as soon as it comes out, and hopefully actually get through stuff unlike I did in New Game Plus, because there isn't really as much stuff this time. But that's okay, because nowhere near the amount of DLC that's been teased so far is actually in this update. As a matter of fact, only one of the 3 rare blade silhouettes has even part of this. Telos wasn't one of the silhouettes. If you look at it, if the silhouette for one of the blades was just an edited version of its official art, but the silhouette that I thought was Telos doesn't look anything like the actual art of her, unless they copy-pasted something from Xenosaga, because it wasn't done. But that's unlikely at the very least. And yeah, this is a small update, and it's coming a month sooner than I thought it would, so my idea of the new Rare Blade pack coming late May is still technically viable, because this isn't any of the listed packs. This is just an additional bonus that happens to contain one thing for DLC pass owners. But anyway, this is going to be a shorter video, and I'm stalling a lot as is, so I'm going to actually try to keep this under 10 minutes, so it doesn't look like I'm just doing that for the money. And the first new rare blade we got is Poppi Buster. It's referred to as Hana Buster in Japanese, obviously, because Poppi's Japanese name is Hana, but the official Nintendo of Europe Twitter has already tweeted out about this update, and has confirmed that her English name is Poppi Buster, spelled with one word. She can only be obtained with the expansion pass, so you do need to purchase the DLC to get her, which makes sense since this was one of the silhouettes. It appears to be, okay, I'm going to be reading off a Google translated version of the Japanese site as opposed to the Nintendo of Europe release, because I don't think that covered everything that this does. So if I get a couple names wrong, or a couple details wrong, that's why. It's basically stating that Poppi is an artificial blade created exclusively for Tora, but Poppi Buster is designed as an artificial blade that can be used by anyone. It's basically a large Napon-shaped mech that this blonde version of Poppi with an antenna on her head can get in and pilot, and presumably can be used by everyone, including Tora. We don't know if she needs to use Poppi Swap 2, hopefully not, because Tiger, although granted I'm in New Game Plus, so that doesn't really matter anyway. And she's available via Quest, not via Core Crystal, which makes sense, she's an artificial blade. And it says that there are many places to worry about, so please check them with quests dedicated to Poppi Buster. So it looks like she might get multiple blade quests, which is something the Torna blades actually didn't get at all, which is kind of cool. And she isn't New Game Plus exclusive, so she is technically canon, which makes sense because I'm disappointed the Torna blades didn't get quests, or Heart to Hearts or anything, but it makes sense since they're non-canon. Poppi Buster is canon, just DLC required, so that's kind of cool that she does get her actual quests. The only other interesting thing about this is a screenshot of her shows her next to regular Poppi Alpha. I do think she's actually slightly taller even without the antenna, but the Napon with her, and presumably the one who created her, is Susu, Tora's grandfather, who we thought was murdered as part of the story, and either he's wearing some nice steampunk goggles, or he's a cyborg Napon. So, they kind of retconned some of Tora's backstory to make it that no one actually died, and that's unfortunate, because Tora's backstory and character development are actually are pretty solid, but if they refer to Susu as an artificial blade eater, I will completely forgive that. But we can move on to the second new rare blade. Actually, it is worth noting that some people did predict that this was going to, that blade was going to be a Napon mech thing, and you were technically right. It's another Poppi piloting a Napon mech, so that's kind of cool. I know a lot of the things were, oh, it's a Napon in a mech suit, but no, it's just literally a Napon-shaped mech. Anyway, other rare blade, Telos RE. Again, a collaboration with Bandai Namco and Xenosaga. Telos, of course, if you watch my prediction video, is a major villain in Xenosaga Episode 3 and more of a minor villain compared to the series overall, but she is the counterpart to Cosmos, so it makes sense to have her in there as well if you already have Cosmos, since it's, honestly, you could just sort of edit the model to have her. It's darker skin, different clothes, and different weapon. She appears to be using a scythe that is definitely designed after something in Xenosaga that I don't remember the name of because I've never played Xenosaga and didn't feel like looking it up. But she's in the game. Presumably she's going to be Dark Element. Presumably she's going to be a new weapon class. It seems pretty obvious that Poppi Buster is also a new weapon class because, you know, mech. And yeah, the arms of Poppi Buster's mech are different from the mech arms weapon that Poppi QT uses, so it is definitely a thing. Now, they teased that you would get a special reward for having a medal on your save file, as in having completed the game. That reward is Telos. So if you've beaten the final boss but not done New Game Plus, so you're reset to before then but still have the medal on the profile, or are in New Game Plus, you will be able to, after downloading the update, resonate with Telos through core crystals. Now I know, oh no, it's another Gacha Blade, and the Torna ones were already awful. But the press release specifically says that she is a blade that any customer who cleared the game can get, where is it? Here we go. Although it will be a lottery from the core crystal, I set the tuning rate considerably higher, so I think that anyone can tune immediately. So this implies that her sync rate, or her pull rate, is higher than any of the other rare blades. Possibly not as high as Pity Blades, where if you use 2 legendary core crystals at the beginning of a save file, you're already guaranteed to get one. But she's going to be very common, so you won't need to grind as many core crystals to get her, which is good if you've already got the Torna Blades and are sick of doing that. And in addition, there are 2 other quality of life updates in New Game Plus Plus. So after you've cleared New Game Plus and New Game Plus again, there is a one of the traveling bards, presumably the Gourmand one, can give you bonus EXP back for Poppi parts. So if you got stuff you didn't want in Tiger, or made extra stuff using ether crystals you bought from bonus EXP, you can now get the bonus EXP back, presumably related to the cost in ether crystals. So instead of translating things back and forth, you can just translate parts directly to EXP instead of converting the parts to ether crystals and then not being able to use the ether crystals for anything, even though they are worth EXP, etc. And a new sorting option is added to the menu, so okay. Just small quality of life stuff. I wasn't expecting a big patch since this was a very small update in terms of actual new content, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get even more quality of life, or possibly even technical improvements, later down the road in the future with the Rare Blade Pack. And I am still going to go out on a limb and say that the actual DLC pack dates that I predicted as listed in the eShop are going to be true. We're going to get the Rare Blade Pack before E3 so they can reveal the story DLC at E3. Gonna go out on a limb and say that there's not only going to be a Xenoblade 1 Easter egg in the Rare Blade Pack, but there's also going to be a new character in there, just a brand new blade, and come E3, they're going to show off a trailer of the new story content that contains just using that new Rare Blade in the Rare Blade Pack, and then they'll be like, and this Rare Blade, in addition to Shulk or whoever is the Rare Blade reference from Xenoblade 1, is also actually a character from a game, but it's not one that you've played before. This is a character from our brand new IP. Boom, reveal trailer, everyone gets hyped, I cream my pants, you cream my pants, everyone creams their pants. Because we do know they're already working on some sort of actual medieval fantasy RPG, possibly RPG, we don't know exactly what genre it is, that's going to be a departure from their norm. So I do kind of want to see them using Xenoblade 2 as a way of cross-promoting with that, because it's got really popular compared to basically any game that they develop themselves, as opposed to things like Breath of the Wild, where they're just working on it, and they use botwa to promote Xenoblade 2 anyway. But that's it for this update. It was a short and sweet one, but a pretty exciting one. So look forward to me announcing a stream of presumably pulling for Telos and doing the Poppi Buster quest as soon as it comes out. And until then, or until you watch the Splatoon 2 video, this is Luxon, signing off.